Hey everyone, it's Pam and I'm here with my monthly update video telling you everything that I was up to in the month of September. So starting out with podcasts as normal, Media Mavens had 2 new episodes in September. The first was one about Blade Runner, which we had our friend Sarah on for. Sarah's been on the show a few times before. It was a good episode to film since Riley and Sarah and I live in Toronto, or we all did live in Toronto. We all got together at my place and watched Blade Runner, and then the next day we recorded the podcast about it, so it's always fun when we can sort of preface it with an in-person thing before we share our thoughts on the movie or whatever it is we're talking about. And the second episode of Media Mavens was with returning guest Dia Lucina, and we didn't have a topic for this episode. It was more just what we've been up to and answering listener questions kind of deal. We did talk about a number of games, though, at fairly lengthy times. We talked about XCOM, we talked about Destiny, we talked about New Doom, and Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. So that was also a great discussion, I think. So check out those 2 episodes of Media Mavens if you haven't yet. Also, just channel-wise, I had a couple exciting milestones. In September, I reached 10,000 subscribers, so that's awesome. I definitely didn't expect to ever get to that point when I first made the channel 2.5 years ago, I think it was. So I'm very excited. I'm very thankful. I just want to thank everyone who subscribes to me, who watches my videos, who likes them, who comments on them, if they're the right kind of comments, and everyone who supports me on Patreon. I really greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just very thankful and humbled for reaching 10,000 subscribers. I do have a video planned that is a big shout out video to some of my favorite gaming channels on YouTube. I am writing it. I haven't started filming it or anything yet, but that will be coming at some point. And the second milestone is that I reached my first goal on Patreon, and I said that when I reached that goal, I would get a new channel intro. I've been using the static one for quite some time. I want to get something animated, and I would like to give someone money to make it for me, because I don't like doing that stuff myself. So if you know anybody who does channel intros or animations, I'm open to suggestions. I'm honestly not looking for a lot. Like, I don't like long intros. I want something, you know, short, like sub 10 seconds. And I don't know, maybe also like an end screen or something, or a thumbnail template. I don't really know what I'm looking for yet, but definitely a new intro is what I'm looking to get. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for me, feel free to let me know. So despite those exciting things that happened, I feel like I have kind of slowed down in the video making. It's not for lack of ideas. I have a ton of ideas in my head. I am just sort of lacking motivation right now to actually bring them to life. So I was sick in September for a little bit, and then there was this big heat wave that just made me feel like a total slug, like I didn't want to move. And now work has gone bananas, and I have like 20 hours of meetings a week. So when I get home, I kind of just want to lay in bed and watch Grey's Anatomy on Netflix rather than do anything productive at all. So I'm trying to work through that. I have a number of scripts on the go. It's just that writing is kind of like pulling teeth right now. So hopefully this passes soon, but just wanted to explain a little bit about why I didn't put out very many videos in September. I do have another episode of my top 100 games that I should be working on editing probably this weekend, and I've got a couple games that I've played in preparation for reviews. I just need to get the reviews written. So there'll be more content coming soon, but you know, I'm just feeling a little bit unmotivated right now. And this isn't an update from September, but in October, I will be at Retro World Expo, which takes place at the Connecticut Convention Center in Hartford, Connecticut on October 14th and 15th. I'm not a guest or anything. I'll just be there, hanging around, watching panels, shopping maybe, occasionally leaving to take a nap. Yeah, but if you are there, if you're going to be there also, be sure to say hello. So as for pickups, there were a couple things this month. First of all, I bought Alice Madness Returns, which is one of the games that was on my top 100 list. I don't remember where it was on the video now, but I had this digital, so I just picked up the physical copy since it was pretty cheap, and I quite enjoy this game. And the other things I got were actually gifts, which I wasn't expecting. They're both from friends and collectors who are local, and they passed them on to me. So the first one is Samurai Showdown 2 Big Box PC. This is from Matt, who has a channel called Gamer Alley, if you want to check him out. So thank you very much, Matt, for Samurai Showdown. I actually have never played this game before, but based on the back, it looks pretty cool, and it's sitting on my shelf now with all my other Big Box PC games. And the other game is from my friend Joel, and it's Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? You might remember I did have this as a pickup a few months ago, but that version that I got before was actually a Commodore version, and I don't think I've ever even touched a Commodore. So this one is the IBM version, which is something that I have actually played the game on, so I like this copy much more. And it's also sealed, which we'll see how long that lasts, but it's very nice. It's in super nice condition, and I love Carmen Sandiego, so thank you, Joel. And then as for games played, there's really not that much from September. My sort of malaise and lack of motivation seem to extend to video games, not just writing and videos. So the one game I played and beat that was new to me was the Banner Saga. And this is a game based on Viking myth. It's sort of like a combination adventure visual novel with turn-based tactical combat. So I'm a big fan of turn-based tactical combat, and I quite liked this game. It had a really good story. It was sort of very emotionally impactful. You play as two different sets of characters who are all trying to outrun these stone men who are after everyone, and it's in a setting where the sun is refusing to set, so it's day all the time, and everyone's trying to figure out what's going on and to save themselves from this like horde of what they think are monsters who are chasing them. So it was really good. I like how they handled the decisions in terms of the story. It was all very a little more abstract than, you know, like your Telltale games and things where it's like, so-and-so will remember that. This is decisions made, and you didn't always know exactly what decision caused something to happen. So a decision could make someone die, but it wasn't so obvious that it would go that way. So it was a little more fun, and I felt like I could really experiment a little more in my decision making. As far as the combat goes, it was good, but it was sometimes on the slow side. Characters move very slowly, and especially if there was obstacles, it could take a while to actually get to do an attack, since a lot of them had a very short range for attacks. So I really liked the Banner Saga. Slow at times, but overall worth playing. And the game that I've actually played the most and spent the most time on was the new XCOM 2 expansion, War of the Chosen. I love XCOM 2. You've probably heard me talk about XCOM 2 quite a bit. Actually, my XCOM 2 tips is one of my most viewed videos I've ever made. So I'm a big XCOM fan, so as soon as I knew that there was this expansion coming out, I wanted to get it right away, so I have sunk a lot of hours into War of the Chosen, and it's a pretty good expansion. It adds 3 new classes of soldier that you can use, and it adds these Chosen, which are like these super-powered aliens. There's like a hunter and a warlock and an assassin. and they'll kind of show up on your regular missions and harass you, and you'll need to beat them, and there'll be an extra obstacle in every mission. And it was good. There was this fantastic sort of story mission at the beginning where it introduces you to the new classes and the new factions that you're working with as part of the Resistance. I liked it quite a bit, although I did find that the expansion was very front-loaded. So once I had fully defeated the 3 Chosen and got the 3 new classes, there was not much to do, really. So sort of the whole second half of my game is just like the regular XCOM 2, which, you know, is still really good, but I feel like the expansion wasn't quite worth the $55 that it cost for the amount of content you get. It was just, you know, really good at the start, and then now there's not really anything new for me to do. The Chosen do drop really nice weapons for you, which is nice. But the new classes, I don't know if maybe I'm not playing them correctly, but I don't find they're as useful as just the regular 4 soldier classes. So I'm almost done that playthrough. I'm about to begin the final assault. So I don't know. It doesn't take much to make me sink an extra 40 hours into XCOM. So that's basically what I've been doing in September. So that is it for my September update. If you have gotten any great pickups or if you've played any great games, let me know. It feels like this month was such a disappointment after all the amazing games I played in August. This month I feel like I've barely played anything, and there's been nothing that like I really, really loved. So I need to get back onto it and playing more than just XCOM and Overwatch. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.